Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today is going to be just a video about all the games I cover, and everyone's coming out with updates. Everyone's trying to jam on each other and prove that their game is better than the other guy's game. So, right before us right now, we've got the Chieftain Mark something. I can't remember which one is actually in Armored Warfare, but this is it. This is what their Chieftain looks like. It's got the cool wraps in the barrel, and it looks really pretty good. I really like how it looks. And with this Chieftain, they actually posted on their Google Plus yesterday, you can play our Chieftain at Tier 5, and you won't have to wait 2 years for it, which is pretty hilarious, since it's taken Wargaming almost, like, what, year and a half, 2 years to get the Centurion, Action 10, and their Chieftain ready to go. But their Chieftain isn't evidently ready to go, because they're going to probably pull it and try and give us some super conqueror that nobody really wants. And then, on top of that, they're like, we're not going to give you the Chieftain as anything else. We're not going to branch it from the regular conqueror. We won't do that. What we're going to do is we're going to make you wait even longer while we maybe formulate some other Chieftain alternative derivative prototype line, which might take another 5 or 6 years while they make a whole bunch of Japanese heavies nobody really wants to play or really asked for, but we'll put it in there anyway instead of the tanks that people really actually want, or improving physics, or getting anything else done for their game. So it's just interesting to see how these different companies are playing off each other, and kind of now that there is overlap in the eras of tanks that are being played. And even in War Thunder, like, there's Leopard 1s in that game, there's higher end T-54s, and so it'll be really, really cool to see how these games play off with each other. So I'm going to jump through some more shots of the Chieftain and Armored Warfare. It's looking pretty good. And right off the bat, one of the things I like better about Armored Warfare immediately than playing World of Tanks with probably the same type of tank is the Chieftain. The physics are just better. Like moving around on things, climbing things, like track slipping. It all works really well. And honestly, with World of Tanks, like, who knows when we're going to get those physics? They've been promising physics for over 2 years. Like, and we still don't have them. And the latest physics I saw and played were basically like same twitchy tap 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 kind of physics you had, except you could climb things a little bit better. So I don't really know. I don't really know what to think about World Tanks physics, but I'm liking automatically what I see in Armored Warfare a lot. And in War Thunder's physics are tank on tank. They still velcro a fair bit, but when you're just driving around on things, they work better than World of Tanks as well. Got some more pictures of this beautiful Chieftain. The grass that you can drive over and you push down. Overall, a pretty nice looking tank. So next we'll jump on to the pictures that I have of the Chieftain that I lifted from Rita's blog. Thanks, Rita. Showing off the World of Tanks Chieftain that evidently we're never going to see. Here's World of Tanks Chieftain, which looks good. Like, there's nothing wrong with the model or anything. It's going to have really, really awesome gun, almost no aim time, with decent accuracy, but I mean, accuracy in World of Tanks sometimes means you shoot dirt or a building because the server infrastructure is so pathetically bad that your shots miss half the time, but I mean, hey, that's okay. So, this is it. This is the Chieftain. This is what we've been waiting for so long. And this is probably what a garage looks like on a Russian computer, where you have all the graphics turned off and everything looks horrible. So it's kind of sad that this is the kind of pictures that come out of Russia, what we're actually seeing for this. I don't know. Next, got a side profile shot. You can see it's got a really slow speed of 42, because they want to make this thing into a heavy tank, which it wasn't. They should have made it into a main battle tank, which is medium tank, and the speed should be somewhere probably more up in the 50s, but I assume they're just going to mess around with this to make it fit their paradigm for what they want the Chieftain to be, or not to be, since they're not putting it in the game. You can see it's got really crappy view range for some reason, 390. Yeah, just in general, like there's nothing wrong with the modeling. Like they got physically based lighting and materials and stuff on the tanks and things, but the competition is there or already been there already. So it's just another case of wargaming playing catch up with their competition, because Armored Warfare is in early access open beta for this week, and then as of October 8th it's going full beta, and that's when your progression starts if you've bought in from the founders pack for me, or you've bought you haven't even bought in, you're just going to jump into the open beta. That's when your progression starts. There's going to be no more resets. Like if you play through the beta, that's going to carry over into actually playing. So that is also something that's really cool. But generally all around, like there's nothing wrong with what the Chieftain looks like in World of Tanks. It's just that you're never going to be able to play it, and that's probably the biggest problem with when they talk about things like this. And other things like why would you create a Minnie Mouse and put it in the game and then pull it out? Like all the wargaming needed to do was to make a big box which looked like a little mouse chin or whatever the hell it's called. Drive it around, give it an armor profile that's exactly how it would have been, and then you would have seen how well it would have done in like playtests and stuff on your internal servers and things. Like it's not rocket science for one of these big companies to figure out whether a tank would be balanced or not balanced without having to actually create the asset in 3D, show it to people, let people test it on their test server, and then take it away from them when they don't think it meets their vision for what they wanted the tank to be. So just huge systemic problems with the way the upper management works at wargaming to have these problems where they show off a tank and then they take it away. Like the Scorpion, they gave it to people and they took it away. They promised me one, said they were going to give me one, and then didn't put it in the game, didn't give me one, so they basically lied to me as well. So it's that kind of stuff that really kind of rubs people the wrong way, and their PR department doesn't give a shit. They don't care about anything to do with trying to make people happy. It's all about funding World of Warships and everything else. So it's one more thing that makes you kind of annoyed when you're trying to like games and they're not getting better, but then you see competing games that come out doing seemingly a lot more things better. So it's interesting. And next I'm going to jump on to a couple of videos that were released from Wargaming and Gaijin showing off some of their new stuff. Well, not really Wargaming showing off new stuff. It's more just like a computer-generated video, not really showing any real gameplay or anything new to the game. It's more just showing some fancy stuff to show off their 10 build that's coming out soon. And then Gaijin has a new video that is showing off the Zavod, or what, I don't know, Dacon. I can't remember the name of their engine, but it's reaching like number 4 level. They've got like a build system or something for what, not a build system, but a version number for their engine, and I guess they're at version number 4 for their engine, and they're incorporating a bunch of nVidia technologies into it to make that better and have destruction and new water stuff. So we'll show that off and we'll talk you through that. Okay, so here we go. This is the World of Tanks 10 Rubicon video showing off nothing really. It's showing a destroyed version of Paris. You can see the Eiffel Tower in the background. And you can also see the tanks rolling through town. Overall, it looks like a really nice video, but it's not representative of anything at all of what World of Tanks gameplay looks like, or the quality of the backgrounds or anything. So it is what it is. One of the other things you'll notice that you'll see in the video is that the tanks have that kind of like a toy-like feel. They don't have any sense of weight or mass to them, like with just the way they move and the way they instant accelerate, like that. And yeah, it's just kind of funny seeing them blast around like, oh, it's IS-7, like it's like it's like going over every bump, and it's not, you know, it doesn't look like it has any mass to it. And this seems funny when you're driving along, oh, he stops, instant stop, yeah, because tanks instant stop like that. Oh, and then there's the IS-7, the big Soviet, good behemoth tank, the best tank in the world. And then the bomb's landing. Oh, except the bomb was missing the bridge. But then in there, it lands in the middle of the bridge. And then suddenly the IS-7's, oh, I'm not dead, so I'm going to go kill this capitalist dog pig. And then, oh no, the Eiffel Tower is going to fall on poor IS-7. And that's it. They didn't show the Action X Centurion. They didn't do anything. So next, we're going to be showing off the Gaijin video that popped up the other day. And this is the Dagor engine, showing off a bunch of stuff that they are doing, adding physically based lighting to everything in their game, which looks like it's just adding a lot more contrast and stuff to the levels. Like, you can see how washed out things look, and then they do this swipe pass, and suddenly there's a whole crap ton more contrast to everything. And it looks good. Like, I can't complain with how they look. And the tanks are going to have the same sort of material shadering and physically based rendering that World of Tanks has. And Armored Warfare, I can't remember what their technology is, but whether they have that or not yet, but I'm assuming they will have it sooner rather than later if they don't already have it. So you can see that the paint looks more like paint. Rocks look more like how rocks would take in light, and then bounce it back to your eyes, basically showing you what sort of properties it has as far as how light hits and reflects off materials to give you your interpretation of what a surface is like. This is one of the best scenes that they show off. The jungle map looks dramatically better with the greasy leaves and stuff with the spec highlights, and looks really fantastic if you don't drive around with all your graphics turned off like half the people do in War Thunder. But you can see the metal on the planes, the specular highlights specking out on the parts where the metal has been peeled off the plane. It just looks a lot more realistic, a lot more better. I didn't just say that, a lot more better. A lot better. This is the wake effect. It's basically just like an animated normal map, I think. I don't really think it's actually generating like real water geometry from that. I think it's just like a normal map type effect. And this is showing off the new water, which is like amazing looking. Like, wow. I've never heard of Waveworks. I don't really pay attention to what nVidia does because I kind of hate them after their Shadow Play fiasco. But this stuff looks pretty solid. Like, it looks pretty good. It looks 1,000 times better than the water in World of Warships, which basically just looks like an animated plane. The water doesn't even go up and down. So yeah, like you can see the wakes, you can see the white tips on the tops of the wakes on the waves, and then it splashes up onto the beach. And yeah, just in general, I'm really impressed with the new water that's going to be rolling in. I'm not sure how much of this is actually Gaijin or how much of this is actually nVidia, but they would be able to answer that question for anyone wanting to ask. But the Normandy map looks fantastic. It looked fantastic before, but now it looks even better. You can see the beach getting wet from the water. And this is showing off that evidently you can do destruction now in War Thunder. So hopefully this rolls in one of the next couple patches, because they showed this probably about a year ago, destruction of buildings. But now they've seemingly got a better solution, probably using the GPU to deal with all the collision stuff from the destruction going on. And you can see the tank putting rounds in the building. The building chunks breaking, colliding, falling into each other and into different parts of the building, landing on the ground. You can see the particle effects kicking off when the stuff hits the ground, and it's the best we've seen in any tank game so far. Some buildings break in Armored Warfare, like smaller ones, but big ones, they don't have this sort of destruction yet. So it looks like Gaijin's going to be the first one to the table that's going to provide this sort of thing, which is really cool. And I'm really looking forward to this. Like right now you can already smash through walls like that, but being able to smash down entire buildings is like a game changer. It's really, really cool. And people with good computers are going to be able to appreciate this sort of thing and the forethought that is going into it, and wanting to make their engine better, unlike other companies that seemingly take forever to do the same sorts of things. But I'm going to keep this video fairly short. And look forward to everything that's going on with War Thunder. rolling out in the next patch and everything that's going on with Armored Warfare. Looking really good. And the Armored Warfare beta, again, open beta starts on October 8th. So jump on that. If you can try and get on earlier, then you'll get the name that you want. If you don't get on earlier and you haven't been able to reserve your name, then you're going to have troubles with that. Even my name was stolen, so I'm still in the works with trying to get my name back. So if you see someone with the name Captain or CAPT_Canada, it's not actually me. I wasn't actually able to take my own name. Because someone else reserved it. So I need to see if I can get that back. If not, I'm just going to change it to something completely different. But we'll see how that's going to go. All right, guys, I'm going to cut this video off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time.